Namaskara. Welcome to our 35th day of the Ramayana Satsanga. Lakshmೀನಾಥ ಸಮಾರಂಭಾಂ ನಾಥಯಾಮುನ ಮಧ್ಯಮಾಂ ಅಸ್ಮದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಪರ್ಯಂತಾಂ ವಂದೇ ಗುರುಪರಂಪರಾಂ ಯೋ ನಿತ್ಯಮಚ್ಯುತ ಪದಾಂಬುಜ ಯುಗ್ಮ ರುಗ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಮೋಹತಸ್ತದಿತರಾಣಿ ತೃಣಾಯ ಮೇನೆ ಅಸ್ಮದ್ಗುರೋರ್ಭಗವತೋಸ್ಯ ದಯೈಕ ಸಿಂಧೋಃ ರಾಮಾನುಜಸ್ಯ ಚರಣೌ ಶರಣಂ ಪ್ರಪದ್ಯೆ आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेत सादासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना. So with prayers at the lotus feet of Acharya and Sri Rama, let us take our topic for today. So in the last satsang, we had seen how Rama and Vali have a discussion after Rama's arrow hits Vali, and then Vali asks Rama many questions and Rama answers those, and he is convinced and handing over his kingdom, his son, everything to Sugriva. Vali passes away. Now, next, after all the crematory rites are performed for Vali, then Rama advises Sugriva and tells him that, okay, now you go back to Kishkinda and you do your let your Pattabhisheka be done. You become the king. Make Angada the crown prince, the Yuvaraja, and then now as the next 4 months which are coming up, they are going to be the monsoon season. So that will not be a good time to go on search for Sita. So you also have gone through tough times, so you relax for some time, you enjoy some comfortable life, and by the time 4 months are getting over and the season changes over, then somewhere around the month of Kartika, at that time we will begin our search for Sita. And so Sugriva goes into Kishkinda. He is coronated as the king, and then he starts doing his kingly duties, and he starts having all the comforts and all that. Here, Rama and Lakshmana, they live on a mountain which is next to that Trishamka mountain called Prasavana mountain, and Rama is very upset and still in a lot of grief at the losing of Sita. But then Lakshmana tries to comfort him, and somehow they manage to pass the time of those 4 months. Now, what happens next is that the Kartik Masa has come, the weather has changed, and as per Rama's instructions, they were supposed to begin the search for Sita, but no word comes from Sugriva. He does not say anything. In fact, what has happened is that he's got so lost in his merrymaking, he's lost in enjoying with liquor and with his wives and all that, and he is not sent any word to Rama about what has been done. Now, in reality, what had happened was that Hanuman had reminded Sugriva in the middle that we have to start making preparations for searching for Sita. We will need more Vanaras. Only how many of us are here will not be sufficient. So Sugriva had actually asked his commander-in-chief, who is called Neela, to send word to other Vanaras, to the bears and other, like-minded species who will support them in all the nearby forests and all that. So he had started that process, but then he did not even once visit Rama during that time. He did not even once think that he should send any message to Rama. And unless the king tells, nobody else can do it. So although Hanuman wanted to inform Rama, but he was also not able to go there because Sugriva did not command him to do, and he cannot overrule that protocol and go by himself. So now what happens is, seeing that Sugriva has not at all approached him with any plan for what to do next, Rama is upset. And seeing that Rama is upset, Lakshmana is very angry. He says, shall I go and kill this Sugriva to teach him a lesson? Then Rama advises that Lakshmana, we should not be angry like this. He is the one who has promised to help us. Let us go and just remind him once. And Rama sends a message with Lakshmana. Now Lakshmana, the Acharyas say he is the avatar of Adishesha, isn't it? So just like that, snake is full of fury, like that, like how snakes are full of fury, Lakshmana comes. He's very angry, and he enters into Kishkinda. looking at his anger, everybody gets scared and they run away from there. And someone runs to, I think Angada runs to Sugriva and tells him that Lakshmana has come. He's very angry and he's seething with anger, and I'm scared what will happen to all of us. Now, at that time, this Sugriva has been having, he's consumed a lot of alcohol. He has enjoyed himself with so many wives of his and all that, and he's not in a fit condition to be going and talking to Lakshmana at all. He's lost, he's in some kind of intoxicated state. Now what happens is Hanuman decides that the anger of Lakshmana is such that, especially more so if he sees Sugriva in this state, he is going to probably burn and hit all of burn down the whole city, or he will, make sure we are all destroyed. That is the anger of Lakshmana. So Hanuman tells Tara to go and pacify Lakshmana. Now, this Tara, it is told in Valmiki Ramayana, it is described that Tara was taken as a wife by Sugriva after the passing away of Vali. Now, we may wonder that Rama told so much to Vali about how he had, grabbed the wife of Sugriva. So, how is it right for Sugriva to now take Tara as his wife? But then, among the Vanara community, the rule is that it is permitted if there is a Vanara woman who has lost her husband, then it is okay for her to marry somebody else. And that is why now that Sugriva, Vali has passed away, while Tara was allowed to become the wife of Sugriva. So this Tara comes and stands in front of Lakshmana. Now this Lakshmana had come prepared to shout and fight anybody who came in his path, and he was ready for that argument and all that. But the minute he sees that it's a lady who has come in front of him, he puts his head down. He is too embarrassed. He is too feeling odd about having a verbal uh, argument with somebody like who is a woman. So then at that time, he understanding his state of mind, this Tara talks to him and she slowly tries to convince him. And then there is one important shloka that Valmiki shows us here. He says that this Tara told Lakshmana, न कोपकालः क्षितिपालपुत्र न चापि कोपः स्वजने विधेयः त्वतर्थकामस्य जनस्य तस्य प्रमादमपि अर्हसि वीर सोढुम्. O Prince, O Lakshmana, this is not the time for you to get angry. And you should not get angry with your own people also. You please tolerate what you are thinking, that Sugriva is at fault. You are angry with Sugriva because you think that he has gone back on his word. You think he has not kept his promise. And therefore, you're angry with him. But actually, he is very much desirous. He is very much interested in making sure that we do whatever is possible to get Sita back. So you don't be angry with him, she tries to tell. And then at that point of time, slowly Lakshmana's anger cools down, and then he's taken inside to meet Sugriva. By then, Sugriva has also had some time to come out of his stupor. And then, standing in front of Sugriva, Lakshmana conveys Rama's message. Lakshmana says, Rama has told that tell Sugriva that the path by which Vali has gone has not yet fully closed. So, what is the indirect message? That if you don't keep your word, then Rama is prepared to send you to the same destiny as he sent Vali. So, Sugriva apologizes to Lakshmana and then he explains that I made a mistake in not communicating with you, but I have started making all the arrangements. Vanaras from all places are going to come, all other species of beings are also going to come to help us in our venture. And we will make sure that very soon we will start and make the action plan for what exactly steps we are going to take. So they go meet Rama. And before this, when Sugriva apologizes, then Lakshmana also is, he feels bad. He says, okay, I'm sorry that I said rude things. And that was only because I was upset at seeing how Rama is so distraught at having lost Sita and nothing is happening. So seeing that, I was carried away by my anger. So anyway, you don't take it to heart. And he says so. Then they go meet Rama. They apprise him of the situation. Then all the troops, all the Vanaras, all bears, other jatis, all animal beings, whoever are going to help Sugriva, they all come there. And then Sugriva divides them into different groups and sends them in different directions. One group is sent to the north. Now, these people were all in Kishkinda. Kishkinda is what is present day Hampi, Hospet, that area in Karnataka. So, there, from there, one group is sent to go to the north, north of the Vindhya hills. Another group is sent to the eastern side. Another group is sent to the western side. And one group led by Angada, in which there is Angada, Jambavanta, and Hanuman, is told to go in the southern direction. Now, at a time when Sugriva is telling, he knows all these areas very well. He's telling, giving instructions, very specific instructions to all these Vanara groups and telling them that go like this, then you go like that, you take this turn here, you go like that, and so on. So he gives them very specific instructions. And then to the group who is going east of the Vindhya hills, he's telling them very clearly, nobody should go to that Tirupati. Nobody should go in that direction. He names that hill and then he says nobody should go in that direction. Okay. Now, this is where we will pause our story part for now. Let us see what we can understand deeper things and concepts from these events that we discussed. So, according to Valmiki Ramayana, as I said, Tara became the wife of Sugriva. And because that is allowed after the husband passed away, she could do that. In Kamba Ramayana, however, he says that Sugriva did not marry Tara, rather, she was like a motherly figure for him. So, that is what is told in Kamba Ramayana. Now, there is one other thing which is told in Kamba Ramayana, that while trying to pacify Lakshmana, Tara invites him inside the palace and she says, please come and please have food, and she offers him something to eat. Here the acharyas say that they give a explanation. Lakshmana refused to eat that food. And then when Tara tries to force him, he says very clearly that always it is my norm that I will only eat that which is left over after Rama has eaten. I cannot even imagine eating something on my own. So, such is the Seva Bhava of Lakshmana. And he only considers that whatever is left over after Rama has eaten, he is only going to consume that. So, he says that if I eat something like this, which is offered to me, it is like as if it is food which has been licked by a dog, just as we will not eat such food which a dog has licked and gone. Like that, if I have to eat something on my own, I will never eat it like that. That's what he's telling. So, this was the bhava of Lakshmana. Now, what is the lesson for us? The acharyas say that here we must understand the importance of offering food to the Lord and then only consuming it. So, even in the Bhagavad Gita, it is told that if there is anybody who is cooking only for their own pleasure and eating that, it is as if they are eating lumps of papa. What we must do is, whatever we are preparing, whatever food we are making, we should be offering at least something out of that, or some fruit, or some water, or some dry fruits, something like that we should offer to the Lord and consume that as His prasada. That is important. So here that is explained by Lakshmana's example, that he did not want to eat any food which is offered to him. He'll only eat that which has been left over after Rama has eaten it. Now, we saw that Tara was advising Lakshmana and she told him that how you should not get angry. So here what she says actually is that Acharyas say that Tara is telling Lakshmana, oh Lakshmana, you are angry with Sugriva because he is a Vanara and he is lost in this kama. He's lost in enjoyment of the senses. So you are telling Sugriva that he should not have kama. But Krodha also is bad because it also comes from Rajoguna only. How can you have Krodha then? You are the son of such a great father like Dasharatha. You are the brother of Rama, who is Jitendriya. How can you afford to have anger? That anger also is coming from Rajoguna. So if Vanaras like us are drowned in Kama, then you are also drowned in Krodha. So how is it right for you to be thus? And here the Acharyas tell this is so much wisdom that Tara is giving. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we know Sri Krishna has told, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam. Desire and anger, kama and krodha, are both udbhava. They are coming out of rajoguna. They are born because of rajoguna. These are Mahashanu and Mahapapma. They are all consuming. If you get into the clutches of Kama or Krodha, it will eat you up. And it is Mahapapma. It is totally evil. And that is your enemy. So always if we want to progress in this world, if we want to make any kind of improvement in our situation, then we need to overcome the effects of this Kama and Krodha. So if we do whatever it takes to become more sattvic, if we try to reduce our Rajoguna, then the desire and anger in us will start reducing. Okay. In the Kamba Ramayana, there's an interesting explanation given for how this Tara manages to make sure that Lakshmana goes back quickly, giving up his anger. So in the Kamba Ramayana, it is told that Tara says to Lakshmana, I heard that you are never separated from Rama. I've heard people talking about how you are so close to Rama that you never move away from him even for a little time. Then how is it that you have come here for so long? She says. And then as she says that, Lakshmana is so shocked. He says, who is this person who knows so much about me? Who is this person who is so wise that they understand my bhava for Rama? And he looks up at her face. Until then, Lakshmana had been bowing his head. He refused to look into the face of Tara because she was a woman. And at this moment, however, when she says this, he is surprised that there is somebody who has so much wisdom. And that is a moment when he lifts up his eyes and he looks at her. And at that moment, because we said Kamba Ramayana, it is as if she is not married to Sugriva. She is like a motherly figure. So she was dressed like a widow. And when Lakshmana sees her in that Swarupa as a widow, he feels as if he's seeing his own mother's. And by seeing that Rupa of Tara and feeling that it is his own mother standing there, then his anger gets placated. Then he calms down very quickly. Okay. Now, one last thing is that we said that when Sugriva was sending the Vanaras in all the directions, he told them not to go to that particular hill in the eastern direction, and that is present day Tirupati. Why Sugriva told not to go there? From before, that area has been very holy. It is a very place which has lot of sanctity. There is lot of sattva guna there. So it is such a holy place that anybody goes there, all their papas will be washed away. And the minute their papas are washed away, they will get moksha. Now, if the Vanaras go there and their papas gets washed away and they go to moksha, then who is going to help to find Sita? How we will be able to help Rama? That is the reason Acharyas say that Sugriva told all those Vanaras, don't go to Tirupati. So these are some of the things that we learned today by the grace of Acharya and Sri Rama. So let us offer gratitude at their holy feet and let us pray for their blessings to always be on us. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Veda Vedanta Vedyaya Meghashyamalamurtaye Pumsam Mohana Rupaya Punyashlokaya Mangalam Pitrabhaktaya Satatam Bhratrabhihi Sahasitaya Nandita Lokaya Ramabhadraya Mangalam Srimate Raghuviraya Setulangita Sindhave जितराक्षसराजाय रणधीराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलाशासनपरैर् मदाचार्यपुरोगमैः सर्वैश्च पूर्वैराचार्यैः सत्कृतायास्तु मङ्गलम्. Thank you everybody. We'll meet again tomorrow and see what happens next. Namaskar.